Well, thank you everyone for coming. My name's Sydney. I'm one of the senior coordinator for our walking events at the Princess Margaret. This is our third session of Ignite Your Impact, which are 30-minute sessions that we've been running throughout the event season this summer at Princess Margaret. So thank you for being here. Thank you for myself as well as the whole foundation. We appreciate you guys taking the time. Just a little bit about the sessions. As you know, the Princess Margaret events are quite unique compared to others due to the fundraising minimum that we have associated with each of our events. They add a little bit of an extra fundraising challenge as well as the physical challenge that you already take on by participating in the events. The main reason that all of us are here and participating in fundraising in the events is to support the Cancer Center and all the important work that they do to change cancer outcomes, not only for the people in Toronto, but all over the world. Which is why we consider our signature events here fundraising challenges first and then physical athletic challenges second, which is actually what inspired us starting these series. Because we understand that we ask a lot of you guys as our participants when you take on participating in our events. And so we want to support you in any way that we can. Just a quick reminder before we jump into the different fundraising strategies we have for you today is just to remember the different fundraising models associated with your fundraising event. Because some of the events, like the Ride and Ride North, are both individual fundraising events where each person has to reach the minimum on their own. Whereas all of our other events with cricket, journey, walk, road hockey are all team-based fundraising models. So the team can work together to reach that average fundraising minimum that they have to hit. So it's just important to keep in mind because that might change a little bit of your approach of how you fundraise, as well as which page you're sending out to donors, asking them to submit their donations on. But today, what we'll be going through, you'll be hearing from Candace, who's or is our senior coordinator of sponsorship, about how you can fundraise, how your dollars actually drive impact. And then you'll be hearing from Talia, who's one of our fundraising and event coordinators, about how to run a successful campaign. And if we have enough time at the end, we will open it up to questions. So with that being said, I will pass it over to Candace for us to get going.
Thank you so much, Sid. So, hi, I'm Candace. I've been with the Princess Margaret Cancer Foundation for about 4.5 years now. And today I'll be talking about how every dollar drives impact and sharing ways to communicate to your donors exactly what their donations make possible. So, I think it's the slide before. That's okay. So the truth is, 2 in 5 of us will be diagnosed with cancer in our lifetime. And you have cancer are 3 of the scariest words a person can hear, with cancer being the leading cause of death here in Canada. And that means our parents, our partners, siblings, and colleagues are all at risk. And everyone has a reason to support life-saving cancer research. And now you might be wondering, like, you and your donors, how does our support create meaningful change? Well, let's start with the Princess Margaret itself. So since opening its doors in 1958, the Princess Margaret Cancer Center has established itself as a global leader in cancer diagnostics, research, and treatment. So despite many advances, however, the number of cancer cases is rising worldwide with concerning increases among the younger generation. So the truth is, cancer is very complex. It's a group of hundreds of diseases that are influenced by lifestyle, environment, and genetics. So this is why cancer is challenging to treat, but through collaborative research, intensive training, and engaging with donor support, we can create a world free from the fear of cancer. And we continue to build on our advancements and ongoing impact across 3 key areas that you can share with your donors. The first being early detection. So the Princess Margaret is at the forefront of developing new diagnostic approaches so cancer can be detected as early as possible. So this includes screening tools such as liquid biopsies, which is a simple non-invasive blood test that we have developed that can detect over 50 different common cancers months and sometimes years before cancer symptoms develop. So this results in better outcomes for cancer patients and may eliminate the need for invasive treatments altogether. So that's a good one to start off with if someone's asking you like where did the dollars go? Early detection. The second being innovative therapies. So the Princess Margaret leads the way in pioneering new cancer treatments for patients. So our world-renowned research has translated into newer, kinder, and more effective treatments. With an emphasis on the unique needs of the individual cancer patient, we are developing treatments with the potential to replace traditional chemotherapy, easing the physical and the mental and emotional challenges associated with cancer care. Our discoveries include stem cell, which are the basis for bone marrow transplants. We are also pioneering immunotherapy in replacement of chemotherapy, which is using the body's own immune system to identify and destroy cancer cells, and through our discovery of the T cell receptor. We have also eliminated the radical mastectomy as the standard of care for millions of people with breast cancer globally through the world's first lumpectomy combined with radiation. So again, we can always send out probably something if those are things that you want to give to your donors, and provide that information. And I would say innovative therapies is one of the biggest and most interesting. And third would be supportive care. So the Princess Margaret is committed to improving the cancer experience for patients by developing new compassionate models of care in one of the most research-intensive ecosystems anywhere. So this also benefits not only cancer patients, survivors, but also their families and the caregivers everywhere. Supportive care is also fully funded by your donations and funds raised, making what you do incredibly important. And there has never been a more critical time to transform cancer outcomes for patients and their loved ones who are counting on the Princess Margaret, either directly at the Princess Margaret Cancer Center or for new treatment standards delivered at other hospitals as a result of the breakthrough research. So you and your donors' support of the philanthropic priorities in early detection, innovative treatments, and comprehensive support holds the greatest potential yet to revolutionize cancer survival rates and experience of this often devastating disease. So whether through a donation, participating in one of our signature events like the walk or the ride, or support for an event participant or team, you can change how the world understands, prevents, diagnoses, and treats cancer, benefiting cancer patients at the Princess Margaret, as well as throughout the world and throughout Canada. And with that, I will send it over to Talia to talk about a successful campaign.
Thank you, Candace. Hi, so my name is Talia. I am a fundraising event coordinator. So if you've ever messaged into ride guides or reached out for questions, that's probably been me. I just started with the foundation in October, so I've been here almost a year. We're getting there. And so I will be talking today about what makes a successful campaign, because it's definitely can be daunting when you see that big fundraising amount, and a bit intimidating and sort of thinking, well, who can I ask? How can I ask? So I think first of all, it's important to note that successful fundraising is more than about just raising the money. It's about actually building relationships with people, sharing the meaningful cause, and inspiring people to give, because more times than not, people are happy to and willing to give even something like $10, which makes a big difference. They're just not given the opportunity or asked to do so. So now let's put it into action. The first thing would be to make clear and realistic goals. So maybe set a realistic fundraising target. While it would be amazing for everyone to hit 10,000, we know that that's definitely not attainable to everyone. So start with a goal that you know that you will be able to reach, and this will help keep you motivated and help keep your donors motivated. You can explain what the money will support, which Candace just mentioned, so early detection, innovative therapies, and supportive cares, as well as all things within the Princess Margaret Hospital. You can create somewhat of a timeline for your fundraising activities. So when will your event day be, and shoot with that as your target date to reach your goal. And you can define how your success will be measured. So will it be if you hit the goal, if you surpass it? Will it be just participating in the event? Because that'll be amazing for you to do as well, because they are physical challenges. Next would be to know your audience and understand who you're actually asking. The way that you may ask your company to do a workplace matching or donation versus your neighbor would be a little bit different. So, really keeping that in mind as well. And identifying who in your whole world of people is maybe most likely to support your cause, whether that's through a connection or they're just super excited and passionate to see you trying something new. You can learn what motivates them to give. Is it they have a connection to the cancer center? They're excited for the physical challenge, and use messaging that really connects with them, their interests, and their values. Try to avoid sending out maybe mass emails to people, and customize or personalize messaging where you can. This makes it feel like you're asking them instead of just sending out to a greater audience. Next would be tell a strong and compelling story. So this will give people something to give because they care. And it's giving them more than just, I'm doing this, please give money. It's showing that the money is truly going towards something good. Um, you can explain the way that the fundraising directly impacts the Princess Margaret and the lives of cancer patients everywhere with new research, technology, medicine, and testing. You can use real stories and examples, and we always recommend to participants to customize your event page, whether that's with pictures, with a story, with how many years you've been participating, or maybe why you are participating. It shows your connection to the event, and it does make people a little bit more inspired. We find that while facts inform people, like what Candace had just listed, it's truly the stories that inspire people to either participate or to donate. You want to create urgency and momentum. So keep your campaign organized, set specific goals and targets, and try not to save it for the last minute. This will help sort of reduce stress and improve your results. And we do know that on all of the event pages, there's that little toggle that will show your progress throughout. And it's always fun to see that go up, especially for a person who you've been donating to see that your impact help move that bar along. We would recommend using multi-channel promotion and communication, keeping it simple and easy. So when you do register for an event, you're given a customized link that will lead directly to your event page, as well as if you're on a team, one can lead to your team as well. Whether you insert that link on social media, in your email, in your, oh my goodness, your email signature, through text messages, phone calls, on your LinkedIn, any platforms you can, that will make it super easy for people to simply click that link and get straight to your donation page or your team's donation page, which Sid noted before, it's important to make sure if you are doing Ride or Ride North, you would more so want to direct people to your personal page. Um, once you do receive a donation, it is also important to make sure you thank your donors. This makes them feel seen, it makes them feel appreciated, that their donation truly is essential. And you want to share with them also your progress and updates. And I think the best way to give your thank yous is to really customize your notes to that specific person rather than just a generic thank you. Because again, this makes them feel like what they did was good, because it is. You can also share the impact of their donation after the event to let them know how much we raised as a whole and how their donation helped to get us there. And finally, slide please, is to simply be yourself. It may surprise you how many people are willing to show their support and make a donation. As Candace mentioned again, 2 in 5 people will be diagnosed with cancer. So while it is unfortunate to say, almost everyone, if not everyone, has a connection to cancer in their lives, and they are willing to do what they can to sort of prevent that and stop as many deaths or as many people with being diagnosed. People just need to be given the opportunity to give and given and ask to do so. So we think it's really great to really put yourself out there to your network. No donation is too small, and I think it's important to also get that out there to your donors that everything makes a difference and everyone makes a difference.
Okay, amazing. Thank you, you two. That was very insightful about how where our money goes and how you can explain it to your donors, as well as actually getting that word out to your donors and putting the word out and putting yourself out there and thanking them. So thank you. We really appreciate that from the two of you. We're going to open up now to a couple minutes of questions if anyone has any. If you can't think of anything now, you can always, on the next slide, I'm going to put my email up, so you can always reach out if something comes to you later. But if anyone does have any questions as of right now, please feel free just to unmute and go ahead. And I think we have about 10 minutes if needed. So feel free, but if not, we'll give you 10 minutes back as well. No? Okay. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate it. This is our third session of Ignite Your Impact. We'll have another one in August. We'll be sending out the details about that soon, as well as the last one in September. We really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to come and listen and participate as part of this series that we've started. So if you ever have any questions or feedback, please feel free to reach out. My email is sydney.wade@thepmcf.ca. The recording of this session will be up on the Princess Margaret YouTube probably by the end of the week, as well as we already have the recordings of the first and second session already up there. So if you missed it and want to check out some other awesome tips and tricks and secret sauce of fundraising, please feel free to check it out. And we would love to have you at the next session. So thank you very much, everyone, and we'll see you next time.